Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. So on the order of His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, I don't know what realizations, but because I knew the topic uh, beforehand, so while coming, I was thinking, coming through so much of crowd at the Secunderabad station, almost appearing to be like lakhs of people there. I was wondering whether mobile will be stolen there. So, and all throughout, when I was chanting in the train, in the cab here, so many distractions in one sense. And the topic was chanting with absorption. So I was analyzing myself. What all things could be done by which we can have absorption in such area where there is so many distractions there. So one of the things I felt was, if we are not able to identify anything of this material world, that I don't belong to this place. Means not that just Secunderabad, but in this material world. And I belong to Krishna. Jivera Swarupa hai, Krishnara Nitya Das. So then naturally, if I'm on that platform, or at least remind myself that I'm not anything to do with this, I don't belong to anyone but Krishna. I'm his eternal servant. Then as servant, I will naturally want service. I'll beg for the service. What is the use of a servant without service to his master? Servant means he has to have master, and the connection is of service. So when I ask for service, and that is what is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So then it becomes very easy chanting with absorption, because there is no other thing to do or ask for. But then attachment to this material world are there, so many attachments, and false ego only is the connection of the soul with this material world. Whatever Radhesham Prabhu I have heard from, Tera Tujhko Arpan, Aapka Aapko Arpan, that Tera Tujhko is without respect, it seems. So Aapka Aapko Arpan, so I'm trying to speak that. So if we don't identify that with this body, that I belong to this and this, so then it's very easy. And we have heard so much of philosophy that we belong to Gurudev, we belong to Krishna, we belong to Golok Vrindavan. Then chanting becomes very easy with absorption. Also, one place, as Prabhupada says, mostly in first canto, that who can hear with rapt attention? One who is pure in the mind. Who is pure in the mind? Who is pure in his actions? Who is pure in his actions? Who is pure in his eating, sleeping, mating, and defending? So, as much as we maintain purity or strive for purity in these four aspects, eating means not taking anything else but only Krishna Prasadam. Like at Warangal and all, some one or two Matajis, one at least cooked. So I was thinking, according to Radhesham Prabhu's standard, should I be taking or not? And they already served me, and I was not knowing, because boys were serving, and they only serve, and they cook also. So I was thinking whether it is supposed to be taken or not. She is initiated disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So then I was thinking that that question I want to ask many sannyasis and all. How do they tackle? Radhesham Prabhu is he has eternally liberated soul. Only his associate only cooks for him. But many of us face the difficulty. Even in Nigadi temple I went, I was ecstatic that I am going only for one day youth camp. And I took prasad, I started prasad. So I said, who cooked prasad? Very happily asked the Brahmachari. So they said, no, Gauragopal Prabhu's mother cooked. I said, what? How did she cook? How did she come to know? They said, no, this is what you call. Otherwise, she chastises us. If she comes to know some Brahmachari came and she could not feed him, then afterwards we get a lot of chastisement. And then I was wondering what to do. I already had started and all. Then I thought, okay, Gauragopal Prabhu's mother and all that. And they are all initiated. And anyway, chanting Hare Krishna. So we should not. And anyway, I also have so many material desires, so I cannot blame stamp everyone. So I should not take prasadam from these people, that people, these devotees. So eating should be very pure. We don't take anything outside. I felt hungry in the train only. I was wondering what I had told them to give fruits so that I can take in the train, but somehow today they did not get fruits only. Then I was wondering what should I do. And that lady brought one hawker lady. She brought mungfali, and one boy purchased next to me, small boy, and he was eating. So I was thinking maybe I can purchase this and offer it to Krishna, and that is okay, because it is that with that cover also, so not so contaminated now. But then afterwards I thought what to do, and hunger was troubling. So then ultimately I had Mahaprasad to distribute wherever I go. I thought dharmo rakshati rakshata. So then I opened it. I was thinking again and again, should I break this, or khajur were also there, dates. So then I thought that has to be offered. This is already offered to Radha Vrindavan Chandra. And I broke it open and I took enough like that. So eating we can maintain purity. Then in sleeping we sleep only to recover the day's exhaustion, so that next day we can serve with much more vigor. And similarly, mating, those who are grahasthas, they mate only for procreation, sex for procreation, and not for recreation, as His Grace Sankar Shantaradhikari says. And for us, we should try to maintain lot of purity. Even the mind should not be allowed to become impure. Though it is very difficult in this day and age in cities, practicing Brahmachari life, and so many things are there going on, not only on billboards, on the roads also. But as much as we are able to keep ourselves pure, then that mating means, for us, mating is zero mating. Prabhupada says, I think Brahmachari is 75% liberated. Just because sex life is not there, he's 75% liberated. Just little 25% more he has to endeavor, and he will become pure devotee, go back home, back to Godhead. But that 75% also can be attacked, as it was attacked in the case of Ajamil. So we should keep ourselves as much as possible pure, and then defending, not trying to defend our own false pride, false ego, but only the mission of Prabhupada, Guru, Vaishnavas, Krishna. When they are ridiculed by somebody, then we have to speak, present properly. And personally, we don't defend. Even ideally, not even physical attack also should be defended. That what he says, Nasya tat pratikurvanti mad tad bhakta prabhavapi tiraskrita vipralabdha kshapta shipta hatapi Nasya tat pratikurvanti. So that is very high platform, but there is no question of defending for us, for devotees in one sense. Only we defend a mission, but then body also has to be preserved. So if we maintain purity like that, then it's very easy to have pure mind, and with pure mind we can easily absorb. Down to earth, we can try to be in the mode of goodness. As much as we are in the mode of goodness, then knowledge is there. We are conducted by knowledge, not by our material desires. So then in the mode of goodness, it's possible, because in the mode of ignorance, the tongue is attacked. In a sense, we feel sleepy. So tongue is not moving only, our lips are not moving. Prabhupada says only upper lip, lower lip, and tongue. Three things are required for chanting. But when ignorance attacks, then these are not moving. Either both the lips are not moving or the tongue is not moving, and we are not even aware. So that's why when one of the simplest and humblest steps we could take is tell the devotee sitting on our left side and right side, because we chant in a circle, that Prabhu, please, if you find me sleeping, wake me up. Don't hesitate, and do that favor. I know it's a disturbance in your chanting, but what to do? I am very fallen soul, I feel sleepy. So then when they wake us up, immediately we have to respond, because they have taken the trouble, that disturbance they allowed for themselves as a service to us. So we have to change that posture, whichever posture, that posture is most suitable posture for us to sleep. That is proved already. So we have to break that posture, because when I am sleeping in japa, I don't know, because sleeping is due to the mode of ignorance, and ignorance means lack of knowledge. So I don't have knowledge that time that I am sleeping. So I need to take help of the devotees, especially left and right. Recently means 1-2 months back, I had a meeting with PDC devotees, and when I sat for the first time, both the leaders were out, Yugal Sham Prabhu and Sudhamanath Prabhu. So then somehow I sat with them. They requested me. So when I sat, then I saw so many devotees sleeping. So then next class when I had, then I told how this is not good. These are the formative years, first 5 years. Whatever habits you make, that will remain lifelong. So then I made some norms. How all of you should sit in the circle. In a circle, how the posture should be like. Now the circle means this is not the way. His right knee and my left knee should be close to each other. Like that. It's like that his left knee and his right knee. So then only it will become proper circle. And you have to wake up only the devotee to your left and right side. Don't worry about all those sleeping in front. No, you should not worry at all. And during chanting, you will not wake up anybody. Best is you close your eyes and chant. But in case you feel sleepy, you open your eyes and chant. But you will not wake up anyone. Only after one round is over, then you look at your right side person, left side person. If anybody is sleeping, wake them up. Otherwise, you continue the next round. Again, during the chanting, you will not wake up anybody, that both the devotees. So like that, we formed certain norms, and it worked very well. They were very grateful. They said, "This is very nice. This works very nicely." When I go to my temple, because some of them are from outside also, so I will tell our leader that this is very nice ways and all that. So we have to take help of each other to overcome ignorance, basic minimum. And the next is passion, which attacks our ears in a sense. The holy name is produced. Many times people tell me that you never sleep in japa. I feel in one sense it is a curse. If I sleep, somebody will wake me up. But my mind is wandering, and that they cannot detect because sleep is not there. One who is in passion, he cannot sleep. He will not sleep. But his mind will be wandering, which nobody can detect. So it is the worst thing in one sense, but no problem. Then also, knowledge can help. Whatever we have been reading. I feel I have not been reading Prabhupada books for last so many months or years. I read so many other books also, if at all I read. Many times we are giving lectures only and getting carried away by so many other things. But I was thinking that earlier, that is my strong realization, practically experience, that when we read Prabhupada books daily for 1 hour, Prabhupada does not allow any illusion to remain. He smashes it fully. So if at least 1 hour if possible, more the better, 2 hours, 3 hours, then during chanting it will help. In fact, once Prabhupada only asked his disciples somewhere that why did I write these books? So one devotee said, Prabhupada for distribution. Prabhupada said no. Then somebody else said, Prabhupada for getting money, because through book distribution we do get some money. Prabhupada said no. Then to engage your foreign disciples because they're so passionate, they're requiring. Prabhupada said no. So no matter what they said, no only. Then they had no answers left. So then Prabhupada said, I have written these books to inspire all the people in the world to chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All of us have seen in Prabhupada book how full Hare Krishna Mahamantra comes. Sometimes it comes quite often, means in a sense, just after 2, 3, 4 paragraphs, again Hare Krishna Mahamantra comes. So Prabhupada has written, and the message is also leading to holy name only. Hare Nam, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come in this day and age, nothing else will work, only chanting Sankirtan Yagya, and Mahaprabhu has come, so one should chant. This is so often. In one sense, this is the essence of all Prabhupada's books. That doesn't mean we should not read, we should read entirely. So if we read, and I have experience, when I would read Prabhupada books earlier, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7, 8 hours, it would be such a powerful chanting because mind does not waver. It is fixed like that. But of late I have not been. That is the session for evening in one sense. Not exactly how to read, but that is together or individual reading. Okay, and what? When? Not in one day. One day? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Best is every day 1 hour because that is the mode of goodness. And like we don't fast for 6 days and on Sunday we eat a whole week's quota. That's not what we do. Every day we eat whatever that. So likewise, goodness means daily we should have practice of doing. Just like morning program daily. no vacation. Like that, reading daily. So that should be done. So what was I telling before that? Reading Prabhupada books helps a lot. Hmm. Where in this Brahmachari class or where? Or personal? Huh. Acha. For that, some devotee has to take lead, and but it depends on what exactly you, as the designer of this Brahmachari class, expect of them in a sense. Personal reading, group reading. Group reading. Sometimes I was told that when that kind of thing is there, then some devotees object, oh, I already have read that book. So if it is CC, maybe many have not read. But then, like in the beginning only, they are put off. Oh, in common reading, we will be reading that book which I already have read. So that's why, and I don't have so much experience of common reading. I have experience of personal reading only. Though I have read for many others, and they have been listening to. So personal reading is best is to make list. We already have. I have chart of my own. All the books of Prabhupada here, and here how many times I have read. I have made at least 7-8 times, if possible in life. If I could read 7-8 times each and every book, of which only NOI is read 7 times by now, because that is what we teach in Bhakti Shastri. And apart from that, Perfection of Yoga, because I love to distribute that book. So sometimes while distributing only, I keep reading. So I completed that. Like that. At least every book should be read once by all the devotees in ISKCON. So we have a list, and then you take one book at a time and keep completing that. Many of us as preachers, we just read what is required for the class. That will be any, just like I have to give Bhagavatam tomorrow. So I will naturally read something, but that is not a proper thing in a sense. One should have one's own book which he reads for no other, not exactly ulterior motive, but for no other motive, but his own personal reading. So let's say I take Perfection of Yoga. So I go from start to end. I can decide there are 70 pages, let's say. So every day I will read at least 10 pages. Earlier I used to read 15 pages minimum of Bhagavatam. Minimum every day, 15 pages. No matter what. And sometimes then it will become 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50, 100 pages also. But minimum 15, no matter what. The devotees who have that be a saint page by page, like that. Be a sage page by page. So they have made a categorization. Bhagavatam, if you read every day 41 pages in 1 year, you can complete it. So accordingly, then 20 pages per day, 2 years, 10 pages per day, 4 years approximately. So we should make a goal and we should stick to it no matter what happens, no matter how much ever you are preaching, whatever you are doing. This I will not give up. I will read this. That my book I will, always will carry. And in case it is nearing the end, then I should have next book to be read with me only in my bag. Whether I'm traveling, I'm in my own place. It has to be always with me, more or less 24 hours. And anytime time comes, Rajshambhru says between two services, we should read Prabhupada book. So it could be even half minute, 1 minute, but it will be very nourishing. Best is at a stretch, we keep reading non-stop for 1, 2, 3 hours. It will be very powerful. And for reading, what is most important is controlling the tongue in terms of eating as well as speaking. Many times we take pleasure in speaking so much. I do that mistake, though I tell the tips, but I myself don't follow. So speak, but I don't read. So I have to control my speech. Whether class is okay, but then apart from class, keep speaking, even while taking prasadam also sometimes. In Pune, I am very happy because nobody talks to me because क्या कहते हो घर का जो भी है but when I go outside, then so many devotees gather, and they feel like, senior devotee has come and they want to ask question. Sometimes they say, so during prasadam can we come for some question? I said no, prasadam is not supposed to be for talking. I should relish Krishna Prasad. I don't recommend that. But then I many times without that I end up only talking to those who have cooked and are serving. I feel that how can I keep silent? They have done so much for me. Sometimes they miss class also. But anyway, uh, we should have our book, fixed book, that should be read, and then one by one. second book, third book, fourth. How many of you read all the books of Srila Prabhupada once at least? Very good. Like that. But also one thing is we have to Bhagavata Padogiya, Bhagavata Sthani. While working under Vyakti Bhagavat, we should read Grantha Bhagavat. So sometimes we may accomplish reading of Grantha Bhagavat whereas we are not so much under Vyakti Bhagavat. And in case the rebellion is there to be under some senior, so that means reading of books has not reached fruition in a sense, perfection. That how come the rebellion is there to work under senior? So we have to find out what's the problem there. So just read and make notes. If we have our own book, we can make notes also. We can teach to others. That is very good. So all this, as much as our life is centered around Srila Prabhupada books, that much our chanting will be high class. I have full I agree with Prabhupada's statement that he has written these books to inspire all the people of the world to chant Hare Krishna. Because I have seen when I read them daily, regularly for at least 1 hour, many times 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, my chanting was high class. And whereas when I don't read them, chanting is not so high class. Because the intelligence is not so sharp. Though I may say that I know many shlokas, but that is all previous one. Currently, at the current status, my intelligence is not able to act sharply and is not able to control the mind, which is going here and there. So that can be done, and then we can have chanting with absorption. We can also, before starting chanting, we can remember our prayers or our vows that we have taken in front of our spiritual master. That Guru Maharaj, on this auspicious day of ISKCON's incorporation, I recommit my vows that every day I will chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra on my beats, and I'll follow the 4 regulative principles: no meditating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. I also aspire to be a servant of the servant of the servant of Srila Prabhupada, and I aspire to be following the principles of Brahminical principles, like that. So reminding that my japa is my connection with my spiritual master. In fact, I think to His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj, Prabhupada said, your japa or your beats are your ticket back to Godhead, or your connection with the spiritual master also. So japa beats given by the spiritual master. I think Mahatma Prabhu writes in his book. How many of you read that book, Japa Affirmations? Around 20 tips he gives. Small book of, I think, hardly 96 pages, but this much size only. But very powerful book. So there he says, one example I can give, he gives in the book, that let's say there is first marriage anniversary of the couple, and the wife remembers, but husband, because of so much of workload, he somehow forgets. Whole day morning he is there at home, but he is busy, and then he goes for office. So wife is remembering, I wanted to tell him that today is our first marriage anniversary, etc. But then, so she gets ready in the evening when he comes. Now she is very eager. I have to remind him. But then as soon as, while going only, he had told her several things to do in the daytime. So as soon as he comes, he gives a bright smile and says, welcome. And I want to tell you something. She invites him, makes him sit on the sofa. She wants to tell, I love you, ultimately. And before that today is our first marriage anniversary and you are so kind and I love you. That's what she wants to say. But as soon as he comes, he says, so what about the plumber? Did you call him or not? And plumber I called, and that's over, that fitting is done. Again, what about the milk? The bill, did you pay? Yeah, that is done. What about electricity bill? So she every time wants to come to the point of telling today is our first marriage anniversary day and I love you, etc. But then he is not allowing. He is into all the household chores. They are all household chores. So likewise in our chanting, so many thoughts come. I have to do I have to do this seva, and then I have to do cooking, and then I have to do preaching. So these are all like household chores that husband is telling the wife. But the wife wants to say, I love you. The meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is, oh Radha Krishna, I love you. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj told in 2015 ILS when I attended in Mayapur. So I love that definition. I love you. So we have told I love you so many people in the world, in life, to our mother maybe in childhood, and to brother, sister, somebody. But now we have to take all that love and repose it on Krishna and say I love you. So that is the time, chanting time, is for that reason only. So we should. What was the point? I again went a little far. Mahatma Prabhu's books. So we can remind. So like I read this, so it was very striking. So reading will bring us to the point of absorbing in chanting. Because even others also, not only Prabhupada books, even others have written books, all the Prabhupada disciple. Sometimes, acha, okay, Prabhupada, but still I felt that reading was not as good as the first reading. Second reading was with the intention of making question, testing others. So that motive was not very good. That's what I felt. But first reading, yes. So first reading was best because there was absolutely no other motive. I want to know what Prabhupada has message for me. So that was very pure, very nice, very high quality. But anyway, second is also good. I was grateful to those devotees who participated because of their inspiration I could make. But I again want to read third time also. Minimum 3 times in life, if possible 7 times. So that will be very good. So we can read Prabhupada books and then we can be absorbing. Similarly, we can keep Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Trataka method is there. That we look just like I think there it is there. Best is I prefer 4 words. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Some devotees prefer 2. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And the perfection of chanting or in offensive chanting is the photos or the image of their lordships appears in your mind. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj said, offenseless chanting means their lordships appear in your mind. So we can say how many times they appear. Like for you all, because you are devoted, dedicated to their lordship Shri Radha Madan Mohan. So immediately Madan Mohanji should appear in your mind. And in fact, we are so fortunate. Morning we have attended Mangal Arati. For half an hour we are standing in front of their lordship. Where else we are looking? It's all dark everywhere around, and we are only focused on that illumined area of their lordships. So we have gazed at them so intently. So that should naturally appear during our chanting. If that is not happening, that means our passion and ignorance is lot there, and goodness is not so much there. Naturally, it should come. Oh, today the deities were wearing red color dress and some silver kind of what is that embroidery or whatever. Some things, at least their lotus faces should appear. That is offenseless chanting. And otherwise, yeah, I was also thinking. I also generally take 4:30, but today I took too much, I think. But I was thinking of ending only. Hmm. Acha, they will take right now. Okay. Yeah, yeah, probably. I don't expect you. In fact, I would love to hear from you. In Pune, we don't get to hear you. Yes, yes. Whatever you have, I heard from you. That only I am. Yeah, when I read, going through the notes I have, I felt that must be your class. Unfortunately, it's not written. Title is there, but who is the speaker is not there. But I felt all these points. I think Radhesham Prabhu only can. That is your humility. I pray that you bestow your humility on me. So absorption, attention is in the mode of goodness. Absorption means you love only chanting. So that could be in pure goodness. But also in one sense, if you are attentive, then absorption will come. Slowly, slowly it will come. If only we chant on spiritual platform, it is absorbing chanting. And we chant on material platform, then sarvopadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. We have to give up all our upadis. That Rai Shambhu's lecture, I don't know whose lecture, but mostly his only. I'm convinced the kind of matter is there. That we have so many upadis. We think I'm the department head, I'm the preacher, I have this voice and that. So if you think that I have that voice, then this voice will not work properly while chanting Hare Krishna. So that voice is Krishna's voice only. And this voice is also for Krishna. So then that voice overpowers and this voice goes down. So we have to cut off our connection. First time when I traveled by plane on 18 September 2017, hmm, it was to IIT BHU, or Achut Mohan Bru had called, but it was via Delhi. So first Pune to Delhi, Delhi to. So first time I was new. I never sat in plane, so I did not know what it was going to be like. I wanted to first plane journey. I wanted to be with some senior, maybe Krishna Bru or Radhesham Bru, but somehow that did not happen only. And nor did I know all the details of what it means, what is allowed, what is not. But I asked a lot many devotees. So ultimately I sat first time. Then I was wondering what this will go in the air, because we never went in the air except for that what they call merry-go-round. How this will go and all that, and already seat belt and all that they had told everything. So then it went back. I'm telling in short somewhat. So he took reverse gear and he went backside. Then he took it left and he was moving very slowly. I was thinking, how will this fly with this speed? They had told it goes with very high speed, then it takes off. So I think with this speed, if it takes off also, it will fall down maybe. But then after some time, 2-3 minutes maybe, then one huge broad kind of tar road was seen. Then I understood that is the runway. This is not the runway at all. This is just a cement road. On this it will mostly run. And then it was running with high speed. It was increasing the speed. And one point of time it took off. And then there were no more jerks. And it went high. The buildings appeared smaller and smaller and smaller. And then eventually clouds were there. The plane entered in the clouds. Then it went above the clouds. And then we could see, because it was September month, somewhat cloudy some extent. But then now there is sunlight visible, sun is visible. It was evening, whatever, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock around. So then it was smooth flying, etc. So I am telling this, our japa is exactly like this. So purchasing ticket, sitting in the plane is like Mangalarti, Nasimati, that all we have attended. And we sit in the plane at the time of chanting. And there also we have Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, or in Mangalarti also. So Mangalarti, this Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya is like the runway kind of, from where you have to take off. Without that you cannot separate your, offenses don't go away, and because of offenses we are grounded in this material world only. We should be able to cut off our connection with the material world during chanting. Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam. No designation I identify myself with. So Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, when we chant Panchatattva Mahamantra, then we take off and the plane goes higher, and then all the buildings of that city appear smaller. So all our so-called upadhis and everything, that all become small and then eventually invisible. And the clouds you go behind, and upper sky is blue only. So you should be able to see blue Krishna, very bright. And then it is very smooth. And generally plane journeys are also for 1.5-2 hours only, most of the times in India. The distances are almost like that. So 2 hours of smooth chanting, easily said and done. So, but we should have taken good rest also. And in case there had not been good rest, we should not bother too much thinking about it. Oh, yesterday night I slept only 4 or 4.5 hours. Don't think about it, because anyway it's done. Somehow you could not rest for 6 hours. So now what's the point in thinking about it? Now you go on, take shelter of Krishna, and you can chant. It's possible. Sometimes taking good rest, you will sleep in japa, and sometimes with less rest, you can chant with attention also. So chanting is nothing to do with physical platform. But unfortunately, we think like that. So then you are cheated by those kind of realizations. Chanting, that doesn't mean that we should not take rest. We should take proper rest. Everything that we do throughout the day, we should think that only. How this will help me in my tomorrow's chanting, better chanting than today. Everything should be done for that only. Prabhupada writes in NOI, Krishnarthe Akhila Cheshta. And Krishna only appears in Kali Yuga in the form of holy name. So all endeavors, Akhila Cheshta, for chanting Krishna's holy name next day in a better way. So that's what should be our goal. That's how we should conduct ourselves. Just like I'm giving this class. So whole intention should be this will help me to be able to chant better, because I have done Vaishnava Seva. So many Vaishnavas we discussed about holy name, how to chant. So Krishna will definitely bless me and I will be able to chant better tomorrow morning, like that. And similarly other, whether we are serving prasadam, cooking prasadam, preaching, everywhere. Humility is very important. Pranadapi shunichana taropi sashna amanina manina. So we should not derive strength from any of our material posts and positions, especially Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shribi. We should not identify with that. We should identify spiritually. Janma, oh, my Janma is in ISKCON as Prabhupada's grandson. I'm so fortunate. Aishwarya, holy name, Hari Katha, Hari Prasad, Hari Bhakta Sang. This is Aishwarya. Shruta, all the Shruti, Shastras, the whole knowledge is given to me. Prabhupada books, that is my Shruti. And Shri, the beauty is not this physical beauty. The beauty is the devotees around me who are very humble and very helpful. They don't consider my offensive tendency or my drawbacks, etc. So that is the beauty, and I am empowered. Many things can be said, but I think I will end here and see whether there are some questions based on what we discussed. And I did not refer to those notes of what Rashim said.
You told that second thing, when we are in passion, mind wanders, but we are not able to understand it.
That in ignorance mainly, and in passion also, because you are having your own motives, so you will not understand that you are not focused in chanting.
It goes in like planning mode. How to bring back that.
Sometimes they say if some particular thought or 2-3 thoughts related to our service are haunting like anything, 2-3-4 rounds, it's going like in every round, then better you, after that round is over, you take your hand out of the bed bag and write it down on the paper, whatever, in short, okay, whatever, 1 2 3 4, and keep it. And now no question, now I will not think about them, what are those things. That is in the pocket. After the chanting or after in the day I will work on that. So then that can be breaking. Apart from that, we can write on the sheet also in front of us, let everything else wait, just here. Chanting is not execution of your plans or plan making. Chanting is executing Krishna's plan and Guru's orders, like that, executing Guru's order, like that. Something very striking, it will like eye opener. Then you will be planning after all throughout the round, and then when we see, then I am not chanting properly, I am having my own plans. Manorathena sati dhavato bahi. I am going on the chariot of mind during chanting. I am supposed to be following the order of my spiritual master during chanting. So like that, so many things can be done by which our passion can also be controlled. Basically, passion means what? The mind is going in all direction, and intelligence can control it. Spiritual intelligence. Intelligence nourished by Guru Sadhu Shastra. In fact, the purpose of that Japa reform notebook, or whatever that we read, Japa talk we have, that is that only. But how many of you have seen that Japa talk keeps ringing in your mind all throughout 16 rounds that you chant after that? Almost no one. In fact, many times in Pune, I am reading that, and sometimes I wonder after 2-3 rounds, क्या पढ़ा मैंने? कहाँ से था? सिस्सी से था शायद. कहाँ कौन से बुक से था वो भी याद नहीं आ रहा है. Means Shri Ramamurthy has from several books, na? So today's quote was from where? From CC. First, the book only is not or if book is remembered, which chapter was that CC or something, and then whatever the contents, it doesn't come. Most of the time this thought doesn't come only, but because I have been reading for decades there, so sometimes the thought comes, अरे मैं इतना पढ़ता हूँ मुझे याद नहीं रहता, जो सुनने वाले उनको कितना याद रहता होगा. That's why I asked also many devotees. They said no, तो कुछ याद ही नहीं रहता, वो तो उसका कुछ कनेक्शन ही नहीं. वो उसके लिए वो है वो सेवा. उसको करना होता है और हमें सुनना होता है. और वो वांछा कल्पतरु के लिए वो बीच में एक बैरियर है, वो स्पीड ब्रेकर है. तो ये वांछा कल्पतरु हो गया, फिर हम जब शुरू कर सकते, तब तक ये बीच में सब फॉर्मेलिटीज. तो so we can see how passionate our mind is. So serving great souls and Grantha Bhagavat, Nityam Bhagavat Seva, Vyakti Bhagavat, Grantha Bhagavat service will make us come to the mode of goodness. Tada rajastamo bhava, kama lopa adayasya, chetayetera navidham, Stitam Satve Prasidati will be situated in the mode of goodness. The mode of goodness, it is better, very nice japa. Yes. Is that okay? So passion also has to be curtailed. Sometimes I have chanted long before. I hope I get that courage to again gather that humility. On the taking that card, our mantra card, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. We all have our temple card many times. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. I like Sanskrit. I prefer Sanskrit than English. So then like this, and then moving finger like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna. Continuously, or holding like this, and then holding like this, and finger Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Like that. Like a children do, na? Uh, uh, Whatever that sentence, they will move their finger on it. It's like we know they are kids, they don't know reading, they are not so expert. So taking that humble role that my mind is wandering, so unless my gross body very much involved there, I won't be able to concentrate. So taking that humble role, as much as humble role you take before chanting, during chanting, that much Krishna will bless you. Yetamam prapadyante. And tolerating also, all that humility, tolerance, respecting others, and not expecting any respect. I was telling in Warangal that as much as we expect respect, that much we won't be able to successfully respect others. 70% of respect I wish for myself, minimum, for my survival in ISKCON. Then only 30% I can respect other devotees. I want 80% respect for myself, only 20% I can offer to other devotees. I want 90%, then only 10%. I want 100% respect for myself. I am after all senior Brahmachari. Everybody knows, whole world knows Sundarshyam Das, not an ordinary person. So if I want 100% respect for myself, how much I can offer to others? Zero. Zero. So unless we follow this principle of not expecting respect, at least not so much respect as we always wish. 108% respect I want, not 100% also. I'm not just a senior brahmachari. I'm this also, that also. So this is all foolishness. This all will be cheating us during chanting. So we should not derive strength from our so-called things. So if I expect no respect, like sometimes I have seen in NVCC temple, like I come from tour, preaching tour, and what happened, one particular temple I went, one out tour, of the 11 days I was out, 10 days I led Mangalarti in the same temple, another temple. But one day they told somebody else. It was my second day in that temple, and they told somebody. And earlier temple I was there for 7-8 days. Every day they told me to lead only. I was there in some voices also. There also I was leading. So then that day it was like a blow. Oh, last day today, I am going today afternoon, and they told somebody else. And then I come to Pune. I have seen Radhesham Prabhu when he comes from outstation. Immediately they will give him, next day he will lead Mangalati. And here days have passed in Pune temple. Nobody asked also that Prabhu, could you lead Mangalati tomorrow? And sometimes it happened, I came, I stayed 15 days, nobody asked, and then I left for next tour. I said, what is this? Nobody asks. So I see that so much desire for expecting respect is there. Are you rascal? Whether you lead Mangalarti or you follow Mangalarti, the words are the same. Why you want to lead? That to your consciousness is not good. You are what you call engulfing your or exhibiting your false ego, wanting to lead. So we have to correct our mentality, our wrong mentality, and not expect. But because this is an obstacle, if I expect respect for myself, I cannot give respect to others, and then I will be failure in japa. I cannot chant 24 hours. So we have to analyze our own drawbacks, shortcomings. Yes. Any other? Timing of what? Better, I would prefer. I would suggest you to keep this wristwatch, Casio, that digital watch. That is better because this better not mobile. And also seeing you, many of your counsellors and younger devotees, they will feel that you are referring to mobile only. Okay. They depend?
Depend on that checking timing, like
Yes, that could be.
if
Hmm.
is not there, if the response is not there, if the is not there, it will not be complete.
Hmm.
It will depend on
That's why better you have this wristwatch. There, I use wristwatch. It is always there. Even daytime also, any extra rounds also I joined. Now you see, 30 minutes, 38 seconds. So better this one. This nobody will misunderstand. That many of younger devotees will misunderstand that Prabhu is distracted by mobile. He must be checking SMS or something like that. So it gives wrong guidance also to others. No, initial stages for some time it's okay. That just to check what is happening, and this is best. Now this is here not much distraction. It just after one round you just check what's happening there. In case it shows 8 minute, 9 minute, that means I might have slept. This is okay. And initial few days or something, then you can analyze also. In Warangal, one devotee I told him that after one round is over, you have to stop your stopwatch and write down. I had given him sheet only 1 to 16, and like that, first to 31st of the every day after every round, he has to take out the hand out of the bidway and write down for this round, first round, whatever, 7 minutes and all, because he would feel excessive sleep attacking him during chanting. So I said, you only have to analyze your whole chanting and you'll have to break. That is my suggestion for you. That way you will break your, otherwise you are continuously sleeping for minutes together, or sometimes hour or so. So he did it very sincerely and overall he got help. Yes, any other? Has your prasadam come? Okay, so then no question will come, I think. But I also have to honor Prasad. I am having body, na? I may not be body, but I have a body. And that body feels hungry also. My time is also generally 4:30 only. Yeah, one last question. Hmm. Ideal is circle. That can be like one circle on Prabhupada's left side, one on the right side, something like that. Understood. But you know, what is very huge, and the understanding is not there. What are we supposed to do? Just like I told PTC devotees very clearly what you should do and what you should not do. That kind of understanding you all don't have. So somebody has to conduct that class. Maybe you can request Adeshan Prabhu and make the norms. How do we conduct ourselves for those 2 hours of chanting in the morning hours before Prabhupada? If that is done, huh? They are asking, please make us hear what question being been asked. Hare Krishna. Please inform His Grace Sar Shiromai Prabhu. From answers that I give, you may make out what question could be. Anyway, we don't want to conduct a test for you, but if I had seen that earlier, I would have repeated the question at least. But I saw just now. What was the question? So here in this temple, Hyderabad, Radha Madan Mohan temple, they sit in a, not in a circle, but facing Prabhupada kind of a elongated U or something, a U kind of formation. So then I was answering that some kind of norms have to be formed for you all here. Best is in circle. His only Radhana Swami Maharaj started that system in ISKCON, that mainly in Gopinath only. Then it came in Pune also, naturally. Yeah, that is natural. Why should we face our back? So only those devotees, and let's say you are sitting little away from Prabhupada, let's say towards Madan Mohan or even Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. Maybe the Mataji sit there, I don't know. But in case, so then only those two devotees who are one devotee who will be fully his back will be facing Prabhupada. He should not sit there. Then others backs are, one person's back will be towards Baldev kind of, or maybe towards Madan Mohan, like that, and other person's back will be towards whatever your entrance hall of that temple from left side where we come. So none of the two people's backs are facing Prabhupada. So then it should not be objectionable. If you sit like this and Prabhupada is exactly behind, it looks very bad also. Recently, I was in one youth center. I saw exactly altar was there, and this devotee was exactly full back was facing altar. I was feeling like telling him, but then I thought, okay, space was limited. Prabhupada disciples may not accept. They may not like it. Still, just keep slight angle. What's the problem? Especially when Prabhupada disciples are there. If nobody is there, nobody's objection, then not a big problem. Chanting timing between 6 to 7:30 minutes. Is it good time or any ideal time is there? Kindly suggest, Prabhuji. Nothing like that. But they say that less than 5 minutes is could be somewhat problematic. Though I have heard those who chant His Holiness Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Maharaj, I have heard, and also our His Grace Gudakesh Prabhu, they chant several rounds. Gudakesh Prabhu chants every day 128 rounds. So his speed is very high, less than 5 minutes also. But I don't think that is a problem to be discussed any with any one of them. We don't chant so many rounds, and our speed is not so high that it will take less than 5 minutes for one round. But 5 minutes is okay, fastest. His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj chants one round in 5 minutes. His Grace Gaur Gopal Prabhu chants in 5 minutes. I have also seen sometimes I could chant 5 minutes to 13 seconds, etc. But as far as more time, it takes 10 minutes for His Holiness Satsrup Das Goswami Maharaj. Very slowly he chants and all. So 10 minutes is also okay, provided we are not sleeping and mind wandering is not much. Raishampuru recommends swift chanting. That means faster, slightly faster than our normal speed of speak. Whatever, like my speed is there in speaking. So my chanting should be slightly faster than that speed. Then that is called a swift chanting. So that way mind doesn't wander. So anything between 5 to 10 minutes is okay, and provided the devotee has taken care that he has not been sleeping and mind is not wandering, then it's okay. Some people have thick tongue, some have thin tongue, like that. Some of us speak very fast, some of us speak slowly. So pronunciation should be clear, and each word should be heard also. In the mind, I always, at least the alphabets come. Sometimes I thought whether it is proper or not. Hare Krishna Mahamantra appears. I feel it's no problem because Radha Krishna only are Hare Krishna. It's a Shabda Brahma. That all those words are spiritual only. Or else the deities could appear. Radha, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Like that. Radharani is on our right, and Madan Mohan or Vrindavan Chandri is on our left. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So they should appear in our mind, and we can beg for serving them. Okay, last question. His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu recommends not to do that. So one mantra at a time. What mantra went away? He says, don't worry about it. Now this is the mantra I want to chant properly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Not even next mantra he says. So you can either analyze after all 16 rounds are over, or after one round is over, then you analyze what went wrong and where to improve. Rather than after every Mahamantra is over. That in itself could become a distraction or a disturbance. So better to avoid that. Okay, so thank you all very much. We'll end here. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Harinam Prabhu ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktaranda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premananda.
Hare Krishna. And call you 6 o'clock. Yes, sir.